Welcome to Klaipeda, a city whose rich history and dynamic present suggests an exciting future. Klaipeda has grown and flourished throughout the centuries and plays a vital role as Lithuania's gateway to the world. Today, all who visit, whether for business or pleasure, are warmly welcomed to this city, blessed by its closeness to the sea. Klaipeda is the economic, intellectual and cultural centre of Western Lithuania. The city's unique historical development was determined by its location on the western coastline of Lithuania. And still today, Klaipeda is Lithuania's only seaport. Lithuania's maritime economic potential is concentrated in the Curonian Lagoon, which flows through the so-called gateway to the Baltic Sea. In the state-owned port, various companies load around 20 million tonnes of goods every year. After reconstruction work is completed, including the deepening of the seaport, this tonnage should increase to 30 million tonnes. World-famous shipbuilding and ship repair companies operate in the port, whilst some of the world's largest cargo ferries sail from Klaipeda to Germany and Scandinavian countries. With the privatisation of the seaport companies and the modernisation and expansion of the area already underway, not only Klaipeda, but the whole of Lithuania will benefit economically. This place is especially important to the city of Klaipeda. It was precisely here, at the mouth of the Danis River, that the Livonian order built Memmelberg Castle in 1252. This is regarded as the beginning of Klaipeda. The year 2002 will see the 750th anniversary of the city. The city's history is one of trial and tribulation. For hundreds of years, Lithuanian, German, Swedish and Russian cultures and interests intermingled. Today, archaeologists are still unearthing the historical roots of the city. On the coast of the Curonian Lagoon, the ruins of the 13th to the 18th century Klaipeda Castle and bastions are buried beneath Soviet industrial buildings. After research and restoration, this unique heritage will be made available to the public. In the near future, the original spacious area surrounding the castle, from where the city began, may become a symbolic bridge between the past and the present. Reviving the castle and surrounds would enable it to become a unique historical, tourist and commercial centre. Here, a castle museum and a port for cruise ships and yachts will be built, and investments in recreational and tourist infrastructures are expected and welcome. A city and the spirit of the city are created by its people. Valdis Adamkus, the President of the Republic of Lithuania, said about Klaipeda and its people, "The activities of the community of Klaipeda and its modern ways of thinking are an example to other cities. The geographical nearness to the west means, in this case, an intellectual nearness, which I see as a good sign for the future of all the inhabitants, visitors and investors of Klaipeda." Klaipeda, with a population of little more than 200,000, is the third city of Lithuania. It is also one of the youngest, as the average age of the population here is only 35. More than half the inhabitants are people of working age, and unemployment here is below the Lithuanian average. Although this young and multinational community of Klaipeda makes up only 5.47% of the population of the country, about 10% of the country's goods are produced here. The people of Klaipeda can be proud of the fact that the city is second only to Vilnius with regard to the amount of foreign investments. And if measured by the rate of growth of investments, it would take first place. 20% of the biggest investors in Lithuania can be found here in Klaipeda. Among the countries investing the most are the USA, Denmark, Germany, Norway, Russia, Great Britain, Sweden, Canada, Finland, France and Ireland. Philip Morris, Carlsberg, Siemens. These are only a few of the world's most famous companies which are represented in Lithuania's port city. The American steel company Pininox has also begun operations here and are planning to invest $35 million. What makes Klaipeda attractive for investors? Primarily, a good geographical location. Secondly, as Klaipeda is an important axis of transit routes, special attention has been paid to the development of infrastructure, which includes the modernisation of roads, bridges and other communications. These projects have been implemented in collaboration with the companies of the city and European Union funding. An example of a successfully implemented multilateral environmental project worth mentioning is the biological wastewater treatment systems. Klaipeda was the first city in Lithuania to be awarded the Flag of Honour and Plaque of Honour by the Council of Europe for its successful international activities and for the promotion of European integration. In order to create a favourable climate for investors, the city municipality offers a flexible economic policy. For example, newly established companies and those which create employment opportunities are exempt from land rent and land taxes. The Klaipeda Free Economic Zone, which will start operating soon, is expected to be a further attraction for investment. This area will benefit from the forthcoming legislation providing import-export privileges for investors. In this 205-hectare site, the communication infrastructures are already developed. Lying near the important transport connections, the potential for new trade in the city is concentrated in this area. Since the implementation of the Lithuanian government regulations for the sale and renting procedures of state land, commercial and residential building sites have become more active. Modern shopping centres and hotels have appeared, and office centres are growing. According to future projections, investments in commercial and living building sites are expected to grow rapidly, as Klaipeda has extensive suitable underdeveloped areas. The next 10 years' development of Klaipeda have been drawn in a strategic plan. In the future, Klaipeda will become a city in which it is pleasant and convenient to live and work, with access to educational, cultural and recreational facilities for its residents and visitors. Klaipeda, the largest city of Western Lithuania, is also the centre of culture for the region. It is actively seeking to play an important role in the sciences, culture and the arts. Klaipeda University has been growing and developing rapidly since it was established in 1991 and now has around 6,000 students. Right in the heart of the old town is the drama theatre, with a music theatre nearby. There are also concert and exhibition halls, private galleries, a unique clock museum, a blacksmith's museum, a sculpture park and old Karelian bells. The name of the city by the sea is made famous both in Lithuania and overseas by the talented people who live or have lived here. The pride of the city is Juvedra, a competitive dance group of Klaipeda University. Every year, in the last week in July, Klaipeda becomes the sea capital of Lithuania. Crowds of people come from all over Lithuania and elsewhere to participate in the traditional Sea Festival. The city is also well known for its other events, such as the International Jazz Festival and modern music and theatre festivals. The year 2002, a year which celebrates the 750th anniversary of the city, promises to be especially rich in events. After the excitement of the festivities, it is time to relax and return to the sea. The unique coastal scenery, clean water, fresh air, and beauty of nature all year round. These characteristics also belong to the seaport. The north of the city merges into the coastal regional park. The western part, which is separated from the mainland by waters of the Coronian Lagoon and can be reached only by water transport, belongs to the National Park of the Coronian Spit and is included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. Sandy beaches lie beyond the industrial city areas and are popular with the city of Klaipeda and their visitors. A further tourist attraction in Smiltynė is the Lithuanian Maritime Museum, which was created on the site of the old city fortifications. The only exhibition of its kind in the Baltic states, it always makes an impression on visitors. The youngsters are always fascinated by the dolphinarium and exotic performers. In recreational areas of the city, no industrial activities are undertaken and it is planned to remain that way. These areas are intended for recreation and entertainment, needing only investment and, of course, its visitors. So this is Klaipeda, the city which has matured through the centuries, although it is young in spirit, free and attractive, and taking courageous steps towards its future. We look forward to meeting and welcoming you here.